I guess it helps if we're on the screen, right? Or maybe not. I don't know.
It was going so good. I was thinking, this
I
is
know,
so
right?
professional. This is absolutely professional.
But
What am I
wait,
going to do?
Odie's in charge. It's not. I like that last part. Kryptonian, for those that don't know,
Yeah.
that Marvel style intro thing, that is all him, and he
All
shared that
right.
with us. And yeah, it's really cool. I tried to figure out how to do that for a while, but it requires the purchase of some software that is a bit expensive for me. So I have After Effects and some of the other Adobe stuff, but there was this 4D program. I can't remember the name now, but it is really not cheap. And I was like, not for one special effect. I think I'll just live without it. But what do you know? Kryptonian saves the day, so that's cool.
Yeah,
Well,
he's got
I'd like
plenty
to
of time on his hands to do
I
it.
know, right? He needs to be busier. If you're listening, Kryptonian, you need to be busier. I'd like to welcome my special guests from Cosmic Force. We have Matt and Steve that are joining us. And we have, of course, as always, Chris Cruzy in the house.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Good to
Chris
see you.
has, if you guys didn't catch the live stream that Chris was on Sunday, he had a pretty big announcement. And I'm actually glad you're here because I wouldn't be able to do it nearly the justice. I had a speech ready. But since you're here, I was wondering if you'd like to let everybody know, just in case they didn't catch your cool live stream, about what's this big announcement all about.
Well, it's a project that, a couple of the other guys, we've formed a company, a legal entity. And pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to do some social media, affiliate marketing, and e-commerce, where we're going to go out and try to get links to different products and services, and try to bring the community some type of discounts. We're starting with our community now, but our main focus is going to be out in a totally different area, mostly outside of crypto. There will be some crypto projects that if they want to be a part of it, they'll have to dox to us. We'll have to sign a contract. We'll have to disclose what we're being paid, if we're being paid. And if they do anything nefarious to their communities or anything like that, that doxed information will be given to, the powers to be. So just to make sure that it's, legit. We don't want to exclude crypto, but at the same time, we want to be open to it, but they got to follow the rules. And if we're out there speaking about it, then we're going to have the security of knowing who those people are and what they're doing and what their intentions are and all that. Now, if the project fails because it just didn't work out or whatever, no fault to them, nothing nefarious, then. But that's the gist of it. And it's not we're not asking money for the community or anything like that. We're trying to actually get discounts for the community, and to maybe we get something out of the affiliate link. Maybe they can get a discount, things like that.
So if they, in other words, Chris, if they, as long as they fail, the project fails in a normal way,
right,
they're fine. But if they use the Sam Bankman-Fried defense,
right.
Well, I didn't really mean it. I'm very, very sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the key.
Then we let it go. Yeah.
We have a problem in DeFi. It's like people are taking money from people, and they treat it like they act like they're kids with it, and it's like you have to take it as serious as and if you convince us and everything like that. The partners are Kryptonian and our legend, the Greek,
nice,
Fowler and Confirmant, and myself. And
very cool.
Every decision that we make has to be universal, it has to be unanimous. So, it's just one of those things that we're going to be focusing outside of crypto to do all this stuff. But in our community, we're opening up. It's like a soft launch. The way the community can kind of be involved in it is if you have some type of downline link or something like that, and you'd want us to join up underneath you, then whatever marketing we do down the road, that'll benefit you. Then another way we're talking about doing is creating a referral link for ourselves. So if you refer someone to any of our links or anything that we're doing, you'll get a portion of that. But I don't think that will be something in the future. That's going to be those are going to be isolated to the community. It won't be
Oh, okay.
once we actually go live and go global. That won't be something that we'll do for people. And we have a few people that have reached out and want to participate with the things that they do. So
Very cool. Hey, is that a link that you sent me? What was it? 2 days ago? That Linktree Omni Lights, Omni Elites, excuse me. Is that one I can put in the chat here for everybody?
oh yeah,
It's a public one, right? Okay.
Greek
Here.
just created our Spotify account we're going to have a
Oh, cool.
weekly podcast that we'll have on Spotify,
right on.
Apple, and all that.
All right. Excellent. And what kind of products? What kind of products do you envisage you'll be covering? Is it a really broad spectrum of
very
products?
very broad? Last night we were talking about it, and I think we're going to have on our website, it's going to be 12 categories. On our Discord, we're basically setting it up on our Discord right now, and that will be basically the way we set it up. Reflects over to the web page and everything. So, but bottom line is, if it's a legitimate mainstream type product and we can get some type of a discount, sometimes we won't be able to get a discount, but those types of things is going to be some crypto things like hard wallets, Ledger. We have a link to Gemini Exchange. A few things like that. And then there's completely outside, there's audiobooks, there's like Audible, Amazon. And our legend has his book there where we have Fowler's Gods of Gaming that'll be a part of a certain area. There's just all kinds of different things. Could be household items. We even have a link to buy like packaged meat and stuff. And then there's like another link that's for household products and things. So
all right.
Well, I'll tell you
Very
what,
cool.
you have like the Avengers of people involved, you know?
Yeah.
That's the key is we want to be like, look, crypto's really rough. So if we're going to be a part of crypto, you're going to make sure that all of us are going to be watching them like a hawk. So if you want to be a part of it, great. But there's other things too. There's other avenues that, and hopefully if we can get discounts and they would buy the product anyway, and they use our link and they get a discount and we save them money, hopefully it's a win-win for everybody. And if it's not, we're open to be like, hey, if it's not a win-win, we'll just remove the link and not even use them. So
yeah,
sounds good. Yeah. You're always busy, and like you say, it's cherry picking. For me, the list that you've got there is the best of the best. So yeah, good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna go far. You guys are gonna kill it. Absolutely.
Plus, we'll have some fun because we'll just be doing our lives and stuff, and
exactly something to talk about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And before we go any further, because we have some very great special news that Steve and Matt are going to share with us about their awesome project, Cosmic Force. I wanted to apologize to everyone who, I normally do a stream.
Where have you been?
Yeah, I know. So I've been helping open a brand new ninja gym in my local area, and I'm the program director, so I'm in charge of darn near everything. And it has consumed all of my spare time outside my regular job. And it's a good thing. It's not a complaint. It's a good thing. And then last week I was out of town in Phoenix, Arizona, and I competed in my first competition of the new ninja season. I was out of town from Wednesday night till yesterday afternoon when I got back home. And I was enjoying the heck out of it. I personally love hot weather, especially when it's dry hot like in Arizona. And yeah, I mean, the day we compete, I mean, everything indoors, of course, is air conditioned to the hilt. So it's only hot when you're outside. But we competed, and then we went outdoors and hung out. We goofed around, went to a lake, had a great time. It was almost 100 degrees each day that I was there. So it was pretty nice. Yeah. And then I came home. Yeah.
you were like scootering around.
Yeah, you saw that. Yeah, there's a one of those electric scooter type things called a one wheel that has kind of a fat wheel in the middle for those that don't know, and then it's like a skateboard that has a real fat wheel in the very middle, and it'll go up to like 25 miles an hour, so it'll get going, and it's a lot of fun. And so Bobby and I was staying at his house, and we took turns just going all over the place, having a great time. and enjoying it. And so I'm flying home yesterday, and it's all desert and flat and hot, from the plane window. And then when I got to Oregon, it was all overcast and you couldn't see anything anymore. And all the way from Oregon to here in Washington for touchdown, we didn't even see the runway. It was so foggy. But anyway, that's where I've been. So my apologies to those where I've had to put it out the last couple of weeks, but I'm back. We're here. And with that, I'd like to turn this over to Steve and Matt. We have some really cool bits of information on Cosmic Force.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, even though yourself, you've been away, we've been pretty quiet as well, So sometimes, some of these guys, these heroes out there, working on the project and being on the shows all the time, and we've had to go into a bit of hibernation because we just have so much on with the programming. So of course we're talking about Cosmic Force, and we're talking about the alpha or the pre-alpha release that we're doing the end of this month, and it's quite exciting, to actually work on a project and it come to a point that we're getting ready to reveal and release an executable program, a game that people can use and test. So the reason for alpha releases, it's all about testing, and the people that are going to test are the people like yourself that are an OG or an alpha cadet. And we've just been so busy. Yeah, absolutely so busy. And today we want to just release a few little nuggets to show work in progress. We've got another 1.5 to 2 weeks of just, at the coalface. What do you call it? Yeah. Pedal to the metal sort of thing.
Or as they say in the game industry, crunch. Which
Oh right, I should be down. I'm not down here. I mustn't be down with the game industry slang. I need to get learning it.
It's best that you don't know crunch.
All right,
get with it, Grandpa.
Yeah, get with it.
Oh wait,
hey, just wait a minute. There's some news. Well, I'm going to say there was stuff that you're talking about recently. I don't know how much is public knowledge on your front, Audie, because there's a few reasons while you were away, weren't there? So.
Oh yeah. No, that's public. Yeah, and a couple of weeks ago, my daughter and son-in-law had their third baby, so it was. That was a very, very legitimate excuse. Going on vacation to do ninja, probably not quite. Yeah. Have a brand new little granddaughter, cute as a bell. See if it'll come through. There she is. Little squishy face. They're all squishy faces. I don't think babies are cute, but she's my grandbaby, so I think she's cute. But I'm one of those guys where. Yeah, it's a baby. Ooh, they're so cute. All they do is they eat, they sleep, and they poop, and they cry. So until they get to be about 8, 9, 10 months old, then they start kind of learning how to walk, and then they start learning how to walk on their own, and that's when they're a lot of fun. So I got about a year.
It's funny, because when Mike or Matt were born, and I went round to my auntie's house. My auntie Viner, and she was the matriarch of the family. She's not around now, but she was like Yoda. And one of the first things she said is "Oh, I don't like babies. I don't like babies when they're babies. I only like them when they're 4-year-old." I'm thinking, well, there's one in the pram here. Anyway, but yeah, I know what you mean. But of course, it's great. So what have we been doing these last few weeks? That's the big question, isn't it? So we've tried to put out a few little updates, but it's difficult when you're in the throes of development, and there's quite a lot that we need to do as well, So it's about building the foundation for Cosmic Force going forward. Yes, sorry, Audie, I think you were going to say something there.
No, I'm listening.
All right. So the approach that we're doing with Cosmic Force is that we didn't want to be a project that people like either buy into or they're invested and they want to be part of it. And then we have like a 2 or 3 year development cycle, and then people don't see anything until 3 years down the line. And there are a lot of projects like that. So whether it's good or bad, because it's like exposing yourself like before you're ready, that sounds wrong, but what I mean to say is that along the way we need to show and make playable versions of the game as it evolves. So Cosmic Force isn't a static game that has an end. A beginning and an end. It's a game that will evolve over time, and there'll be different missions, there'll be different gaming aspects. And so to actually tackle this, we came up with the concept of having a simulator room. And the idea is that you're a cadet and you're training to go and set up outposts on one of the 6 colonies on 6 of the planets that are being established in the solar system. And part of the training is that you're going to learn how to fly starships. You're going to learn how to do hand-to-hand combat, like first-person shooting, everything that you need to defend the colony, because they don't know what's out there, and there's going to be a few surprises along the way. So because of this, we're able to put into different sections the actual gameplay. So we decided first to concentrate on first-person shooter. And one of the ideas initially was that for the simulator because it's a simulator, it would be lower quality graphics. It would be a little bit like being on a PlayStation 2 or whatever. And then, not yet. Well, that was an idea. But then quite quickly, with the power of Unreal, we decided, let's not do that. That's not what we're doing. Because if this game is set in the future, then surely simulators in the future are capable of doing good simulation. They'll have better graphics cards than we have now, and et cetera, et cetera. So we decided that in simulator would be just as good as the in-game as you go along. So the idea is, to start with, you're going to be playing a game within a game, and these are different challenges that will give you the basic training on first-person shooting, on starfighting, like dogfights in space, exploring the actual planet systems. And then something else I've got to say, right from the beginning, we've decided to program in to everything we do like multiplayer. So the first release is not going to be multiplayer, but we're testing servers, we're testing in the background to make sure that multiplayer is actually functioning and working and ready, because a few months down the line, we're going to switch that on, and that'll be quite interesting,
Yeah.
So, and of course, as the number of players grow, initially it's not as necessary, because there wouldn't be as many players. But then as players grow, then there's going to be games available for you to play against other people and all this kind of stuff.
Well, hey, Dad.
Go.
I just have to jump in because
you do it.
I watched a video of a guy playing the best dead games, right? And he was just going around seeing games that very high quality, but no one plays them anymore. And it was like 24 hours was the last time someone went online, and you think, wow. But but sometimes still people get on, right? So it's interesting to see a great game with no players on it. And, I wouldn't want that to be us, but it might be like that, if we made it multiplayer right now, So you can't really play a game. Can't really play a game if there's no people on it. That's why we have to use the, all like single player in game right now.
Yeah. And talking about AI, so there's game AI in there. There's bots in there. In fact, we can have up to 32. Well, I think it's sort of unlimited, but it slows your system down. Like realistically, it may be like up to 16 or something like that, but it can be 32, no problem. And yes, so I guess on that front, we can show a little bit of what's going on. I think I think weirdly a good place to start is to show the video link that we gave you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you like to talk a little bit about it before he puts the link on, just to say in context what it is, Matt?
Yeah, of course. So, we've so people would have seen the magenta FPS map on video link before, which is just a fly through of the map, because I wanted to show people what they're going to be playing. This is the last map that people will play on the first pre-alpha, right? So it's very big, it's very detailed, and this is, if we're talking about a lot of players, I've designed this to have as many players as we can, on this map, especially thinking about going forward for multiplayer, because what AI will do is different than what real people will do, So yeah, this is on the blue map, which is the planet closer to the sun next to the homeworld. So a lot of oceans, a lot of mountains, and a lot of green. So yeah, let's check it out.
All right. And before we do that, just real quick, I need to apologize to Ripple Rider. I clicked the wrong thing over here on the right side of the screen, and it actually banned you and removed you. So that's my apology.
Oh my God.
Well, I wasn't appreciating his comment. He was saying, who gives an F about my ninja and stuff. By the way, bro, this is my show. That's why it has my logo on it. And, the guys were asking me about it, and that's the way I am. But I didn't mean to ban you. Okay, that was a mistake. I'm having problems with the right side of the screen. I don't know what the hell it is. So, but I did not intend to ban you. So if you can do me a favor, either contact myself or Chris or whatever, and tell us what channel you were watching on. And because we can't undo it from
He's on
within
Greeks.
this. Is he on Greeks? Okay, then we'll take care of that. So I just wanted to make sure I was clear. It was not on purpose. That was on accident. But I do appreciate it. If you don't have something nice to say, there's no need to go on about that. So anyway, I digress. So let's go and we'll put it over here. Okay, hopefully the sound should come through.
We can hear it, yeah.
Okay.
Make it full screen.
If I do that full screen, it's gonna. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
So yeah, this is what I've been building. This is what we're doing.
That's crazy, dude. The raindrops, man.
Yeah. I have to say that this is still like nowhere near like complete yet. So this will be a lot of missing parts. But all the navigation is done.
Wow. I can imagine in your mind, the shadow wasn't quite long enough on that particular leaf on that branch of that tree. Dang it, I need to go back to the drawing board. Well, to the rest of us, I'm sure we're blown away, because I know I sure am.
You're on the right path.
This is unreal. I remember playing Doom when
Odie, pause it when it shows the sky. Look at the detail in the planet.
Let's see, not there.
Wait till it shows there's a planet or a moon or something in the distance in the sky. And it's like, look at the detail. It's like you're right there.
You can even see the stuff in the distance with the fog.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so the blue planet has 2 moons on it. The planet is similar size to Earth. So yeah.
Wow. I was going to say that this we came from Doom and Hexen and Quake and all of that stuff, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I would have never guessed.
Yeah, you can see it's a very big map.
Wow. Is there a spot where there was? Hold on. Was there a spot? I'm trying to go back in the scrub to see if there was a spot of the sky. Hold on.
It's near the middle, more
the middle.
Yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
oh, let's see if I can scrub back. There we go. Damn, son.
If it's
Cool.
as the video goes by, you can see it, and it looks like real, like the whole thing looks like you're right there.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Look at that.
And the clouds going by, dude. That is so awesome.
So
oh yeah,
I have to say, for this map, there's actually a weather system that goes around. Like it's accelerated compared to real life, but because the games are going to be like 10 minutes long or something. I need the cycle of rain, the sun to go around pretty quick, So yeah, there's dynamic weather happening during the game. It gets darker and thunderstorms and all that stuff. When you go inside, there's no rain, and just like it would be, So there's underground caves that go around all underneath. There's two main bases, down at the beach and up at the top at the facility up there, and there's multiple ways to get around. So so obviously we'll have the AI navigation that we'll have go around, but I've been thinking a lot about the real players, for this map, magenta map, and then the other map. So there'll be 3 FPS maps, and then the simulator room. So that'll be 4 playable areas for the first demo, basically. Yeah.
And there's going to be with the first person shooter, there's going to be a few different gameplays. Like we have I say unique gameplay. It's not unique. It's just something we've adapted for Cosmic Force. So Cosmic Force, we have the power cores that can fuse together, all that kind of thing. So part of the gameplay is that these installations have power cores, and if you remember going past something that was like a round looking item. In fact, I'm going to show a little bit of sort of live gameplay. I'm not switching on the AI to shoot me because they'll literally. I may be good at. All right, the excuse is I may be good at making games, but I'm no good at playing them. No, the excuse is, I mean, we can switch them on and we can see some in action. We haven't completely skinned up the players and the AI yet, so they're actually, even though they have like a badge on there which was actually a Cosmic Force badge, they're using Unreal Mannequin just at the moment. So that was one of the reasons, like didn't want to switch them on just too quick for you to see them, because it's like the Emperor's New Clothes. We're letting you see things naked and that, So, but anyway, on that front, I will, if you would want to share the screen of, this is a development setup that I've got here on this screen here.
I need you to reshare it if you could.
Yeah, that's okay.
When you had dropped out, when we were backstage, when you dropped out and came back, it doesn't remember the settings. So yeah,
that's right.
And while you're doing that, if I could, we have a question from Dadbod Veteran. Maybe Matt could take it while you're getting ready. He says, or he asks, will the Cosmic Force pub be available for pre-alpha? I like that.
Cosmic Force pub, eh?
Some old English 40.
There is actually a kitchen in the
cool
in the simulator. Like there's a canteen area. Yeah.
Well, I'll go to it. I'll have a walk there. But what happens in the because I'm in a development setup, but it's not like released into an actual like playable release. It's actually in Unreal Engine development in developer. So it does go a little bit slower. And now because we're streaming, it's going to jump a little bit, but you'll get a good feel for the surroundings and part of the gameplay and part of how it's hanging together. So with this,
all right, you ready? Or just let me know when you are ready, and I'll pull it up.
Yeah. In fact, I'll go to full screen there. Yeah.
Good.
We'll try that.
All right, here it comes. And I'm going to put us over here. And we don't get in the way of any comments that come up. All right.
All right. So, so at the moment, I'm actually in the simulator room, and these are the 6 simulators that are. And again, like at the moment, there's not too much sound or anything going on. We're actually we've got the libraries ready for implementing all the sound. But what I want to do just now is have a quick walk around. So this screen here, this is where eventually all the I scores are going to go on because you're playing against other people.
That's the leaderboard you were talking about.
It's a leaderboard. Now, just to make it clear to all the pre-alpha testers, so we're saying pre-alpha because the pre-alpha isn't going to actually be like wired into any data. Well, when I said database and any blockchain, sorry, it's not going to be wired into any blockchain for doing a challenge against other people. This is like a dry run where you're able to practice and basically get up the point system as far as you can, which actually in a strange way is going to give you an advantage, because when we release the next release after, which will be the alpha release, it's still testing, it's still a test release, but we'll start wiring in actually being able to compete against other people, and then you'll start seeing the actual scores coming up on the leaderboards. In saying that, we're actually going to be putting in some little challenges in here, that there's going to be some secret passwords that basically when somebody fulfills and does a challenge or finds a special area in a map or a secret door or something somewhere, there's going to be 8. Let me make sure that is double checked. There's going to be 8 prizes that are available, and all that's going to happen is that, and this is a way that in programming, you've got something called code coverage, right? So you want to make sure that you've covered all the code and you've tested everything thoroughly. So we're strategically putting some of these codes in places that we know it gives a good test to the code, that people, we know that they would have got through certain stages, they would have done certain things, and it's like a reward for people testing. So when they find the code, it'll be the first person that gives the code back to us. They'll be winning some airdrops of all sorts of goodies that come from the actual like product that we're putting together. You know, I don't know what it could be, but we're going to decide on what the top 8 items will be, but they'll be definitely worthwhile, right? So even though it's not connected to the blockchain right now, it is in a loose format, because you're still going to win something off of the blockchain, off of crypto. So so we're quite happy about that. So in here, I think right, we'll just see how it performs. It's not too bad. They're not actually too bad.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy there. But
I mean, it is going out over the internet, right? So I mean, it isn't going to be as smooth as if it's. I mean, it's being. I should rephrase that, because everybody's going to go, duh. So even though you will be playing it on the internet in the gamma release, in the alpha and such, what I'm trying to make clear is that for everybody out there, this isn't super crisp, because he's playing it. He's doing this and he's sending it through the streaming service that we're using, and there's a little bit of a bottleneck. I'm losing my voice, so it's just right. There's a bottleneck on the StreamYard side. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah,
and also there's a bottleneck because I'm on the dev server as well, so we're actually still in development.
Gotcha. Yes, so that means that the the best quality that you're gonna get is actually playing the game itself.
Exactly.
Darn. I guess I'll just have to do that, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, I've been, in terms of like optimization and stuff, I've been doing as like I've literally been on it for, I don't know, over 6 months of just going on optimization, to figure out how far can I push it, how far can I push the graphics and also the tech in Unreal Engine, because the way it works there, especially with global illumination, it's different than anything, to be honest. It's different than any other engine around, because it's like ray tracing, but it's not, so it looks slightly different. But I know eventually they'll get it rocking. Sometimes it's faster than screen space, but
so
but
I just keep the garbage. Not, Yes, sorry, Matt. I just keep the garbage around there. It's like
yeah. So yeah, it's been a crazy ride of optimization, but I think I've got it nailed down where it's most of the time without any DLSS or anything like that on a relatively good computer. It should be about 60 FPS, right, with minimal stuttering, what you call hitching, for the technical term. So yeah, so you'll see that later. You'll see that later on once you start playing.
The shadows just blow me away, by the way. I just cannot believe the level of detail. This is crazy. Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah. I pick up on that kind of stuff. Even the light, what's the I'm looking for that comes through the lens or whatever, like right there.
Lens flare. Yeah.
Lens flare. Thank you. Yes. You put freaking lens flare in there, for crying out loud. That is crazy.
Well, we're influenced by Star Wars and J.J. Abrams. What was it called? J.J. Abrams.
Abrams.
Yeah.
Abrams.
You think about Star Trek and that they love the lens flare,
Yeah, they do. They do. I didn't think about that. A photographer asks, "This will be controller compatible, correct?"
Yeah.
Yeah. On the alpha,
it will.
It will be on the alpha release. I have some screenshots of settings that we've got set up. So it's going to be keyboard and mouse initial release, and then we will be we are actually making it flexible that you'll be able to change and program in the actual controllers. Now, if we can get it out in this release, and basically what you're able to do is you're able to go into settings. And you're able to then go to the control that you want. And then if you've got your controller plugged in, you press the button that you want. But what we'd rather do is program some defaults for different controllers. So right now, for this release, it won't have a lot of default controllers in, but they're definitely coming because it's we want to make it as flexible as possible. That's what I'm saying there.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I know some of the controllers you've got, they're like crazy controllers, with your flight simulator set up. Oh. I know that one.
Yeah, but I mean, I definitely couldn't play a first-person shooter with my my HOTAS setup that you're talking about, the separate throttle and all that crap. And it's right here on my chair. The camera can't see it, but yeah, they're attached to my gaming chair. But I personally suck using a controller. I used to do Xbox back in the day. I mean, I've had every video game system you can think of. I had an Atari 2600. I had an Odyssey, which came out before that. So I'm older than dirt. ColecoVision, Intellivision. I mean, first Game Boy, you name it. I had everything. And I suck using controllers. I've got to have a mouse and a keyboard. So I'm glad that that's where it's starting. At least I have a fighting chance. But
you see, like there's items that that you can walk into and push over as well, So
yeah.
But
I know a lot of folks, like a photographer. This comment, I totally get it. He says, they say, when the controller is fully integrated, then I'll kick butt. You'll kick my butt probably even with a mouse and a keyboard. But at least I'll be able to not die every time I respawn.
Yeah. Well, I am really, really looking forward to the multiplayer aspect. Like I say, we've got it working multiplayer. We've got it so you can chat to each other text-wise.
Oh, that's cool.
The other thing that we want to implement is making sure that we can do voice as well. Just like some of the first-person shooter games that are out there and that. So But also that can follow through. It follows through to whether you're talking to somebody in the next spaceship and all that kind of stuff. So it's just thinking out. Yeah, it's thinking how to incorporate the technology that's out there. The other thing I wanted to say, and it's not implemented just now, is that actually on this sim level, we're going to have an artificial intelligence AI actual person there that you can come up to and you can ask questions and you'll get responses, and just asking about everything to do in game. It won't know anything about crypto, or it won't know anything about the outside world because it's an in-game AI. It only knows that it's in the training facility, and it only knows about the gameplay and about what your missions will be, all that kind of thing. But that should be quite a cool thing to actually interact with as well, you know. So we're trying to get as much as we can in with this first release. So when like come up to the actual sim here, so this first sim, imagine it is actually going to say something. I'm pointing. That's so funny. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see what I'm pointing at, but it will actually be changing something on the screen there and show that this is the first person shooting arena that you'll be going into. And just at the moment, I'm going into actually deploy. I'm going to be running as the alpha team.
Grenade.
Yeah, and this is on the magenta. This is on the magenta FPS map on the remote outpost.
Yeah, and what I'll do, I'll look at the actual screen that I'm on here. So now this planet that we're on right now is actually got sorry, I'm just going slowly as well. It's actually got lower gravity. And all the different planets, because this is a simulating being on the magenta planet, which has a lower gravity. Therefore, you can jump higher. And within the game, there's actually certain platforms that you'll need to be able to jump onto as well, you know. And the purpose of this, imagine that you've got your AI bots or other people coming to attack you and to shoot you. So it's a red team against blue team, and the idea, you can see like A, B, C, D, E, that these are the cores that you need to capture, and you need to capture them like without getting shot. If you do get shot, you will respawn and come back, because the actual game, it's about points. So these are the cores that you need to get to.
Sorry, is it a random respawn just somewhere else on the map then, I take it? Or
yeah, there is a respawn area, but it's a random there's a lot of random points that you could I got the core. There's a lot of random points that you can actually like jump into, you know, so it's not predictable. It's not just like one place you're always going to be. Plus the enemy, if they walk into that zone, that they're only allowed to be there so long, and then you'll die if you're literally stood in that zone, you know. So as you can see, we've captured B, the core B. You can see it on the the right-hand side. You can see some numbers going up. I think I've got it set to about 150. And basically, you got to run around and find the other cores. You can see there I'm pointing at something that says C.
C. Yep.
So what I'll do, I'll just quickly go. It's going to be slightly blurry as I go running up. But this is one of the other maps.
Let's look up to the window up there.
Yeah.
You can see the
Wow.
aurora.
It is, isn't it?
I saw that on the top center of the screen, guys, underneath those 5 diamonds. It said a minute ago, it said defend. Is that a type of map that you're on? Like you're defending a certain spot against the other team or something? Or what did that mean?
Yeah, so the idea is that you've got to capture these cores, and you see the one that we captured, B, is now set to red, and the other team are the blue team, and they'll come and they'll be trying to capture it back. So now when I go down, all right, this is one of the ones that's in a funny position. When I jump up here, did I jump up there? Yes, I did. This is another core. This is a smaller core, but still as important.
I see it's going around. The diamond's going around because it takes, what, 10 seconds roughly?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Captured. All right. Now you got to defend it because you captured it. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it takes a little while. And then actually, if I look down here, I'll try and look down there without actually falling off the edge. You can see, there's a lot of interesting places and like, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, so I put some vertical stuff in this map. So, there's like a lot of the time 3 different levels because of the gravity, so you can jump around and, turn around while you shoot people and all of that.
So a different way to get to this level that I am now is you can go up this walkway, and you can go, well, I don't need to give it away, Spoiler alert, but it is possible to jump from that ledge right down onto this ledge and capture the core this way, because you never know. There could be quite a lot of enemy like actually in this vicinity trying to get you and stop you from coming the easy way.
Will that affect your health if you jump from that distance? So is that all going to be simulated too? Like if you jump from the top of a big building or something
so
like
right
that,
now. So right now, because we've got lighter gravity, we can actually jump around pretty good. Now on the because it softens the landing. You see,
I know where you're going with this.
And now, with planets that the gravity is more, it's like you don't want to be jumping too far down because you will lose some. Oh yeah, so I didn't do any shooting before, but there you go.
That's cool. Yeah.
Let's just shoot some.
Come on, just start shooting everything.
Things.
Pew pew. Where's Kryptonian when you need him?
All right, and then there we go. There's another one.
Wow.
I mean, this is easy, like to run around now while there's nothing coming after you.
Yeah,
but
of course.
But anyway, it gives you some of the idea. And let's have a look out the window. Can we see much out the window there? We can see that.
You've even modeled the reflections of the light behind you to obscure what you're looking at outside the window. Is that what I'm seeing? Or
no,
are those...
no, actually, well, you have different settings. You can put it on max settings, and it will have.
Oh, we lost him. Here, hold on. He's coming back. Oh, let's try that again. Sorry. Thanks, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, so there'll be different settings for lighting, reflections, shadows, all that sort of stuff. So if you have a beefy computer, you can have the exact reflections. So this depends what it looks like on whatever settings you have.
So on that, yeah, I mean, I'm actually out of the game now. I'm back in the development arena, So yeah, we just wanted to give like just a little insight into what's happening there.
I want more.
Well,
that is so cool.
Let's have a look. What I can do, I can just give you just one extra bit of something to look at. I think it's worthwhile, and that will be this. Give me one second. 1 second.
Yeah. You guys are making me think my NVIDIA RTX 3080. Maybe I'm gonna have to trade it and get a 4090.
Nah. You've got it. You've got it already.
No. Any excuse?
I got a
upgrade.
I got a 3090 there. That's a good.
Nice.
That's a good one. That Supreme.
Yeah. It's a very nice card. Dang. And it's just laying around. What's wrong with you? Oh my God.
I'm doing. Yeah, no, that's all right. I've got two systems that getting together, so we need a separate system for rendering scenes out as well.
Yeah.
Oh, did I lose?
I pulled. I thought you were done. Sorry.
Oh no,
My
I'll
bad.
just show one thing. So
Yeah.
So this is like the startup for like
Okay.
starting a new game, continuing game. I just wanted to show quickly that in the background also, there's things like this that need to be thought about, like settings, like what kind of settings you want to have running. When I talked about the mouse and keyboard, this is where we can actually get it to sense like game pads and anything else that's plugged in there. And when you click on, it'll wait for you to then press a key to do something. So what did it say then? It said lean right. I think it said E, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then also for setting up audio, like I say, there's quite a lot of audio that isn't in there and implemented just yet. We've got all the sound bites like ready to put in the right places, but this is what I think sometimes people don't realize, that there's a lot of other stuff that needs to go on in the background as well, and that's what I wanted to show you just there. So
thank you. It's an alpha. It's not like somebody,
it is.
Oh, why isn't this finalized? I mean,
this is pre-alpha.
Yeah, this is pre-alpha. Like, shoot, they don't even have alpha. We have pre-alpha, man.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I believe if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. You're shooting for a full release by the end of 2024. Am I remembering right?
Yeah, I think
on
we
paper.
We could say by the end of 2024, there's a release that is a fully saleable release. That could be run as a standalone game. That people don't need to be into the crypto. If they don't want to, they can just, you go onto Steam or you go onto the game store, and people like pay $25 or $15, $20 just to play a game. So, what one of our guys asked the question, like, is this game going to be free? Well, we will release and allow people to do like a taster of what they can play in the game, just to like get into it a little bit. But at some point we will be putting on the market, on the real game market, Cosmic Force. And it needs to be, because anybody that invests now, and we're not talking too much about investment, it's all about gameplay today, but anybody that has invested, there needs to be a path to the point where Cosmic Force is sold, that then money that from the sales is going back into the ecosystem, back to the investors, and that's everybody that's put something into Cosmic Force right now. And again, we're really, really happy and glad, and that people have trusted what we've been able to do and what we're doing. But yeah, towards the 24 is when it's going to be like a full system. But on the way there's going to be a lot of like game missions. It's a live project, so it isn't going to be like we have to wait till the end of next year. It's like we're all on the journey together, So
no, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd ask that for those that have to know. But I know that this is something that, I mean, you're developing. You're just developing a huge video game that'll be integrated with a blockchain. Not like you're doing anything important or that keeps you busy. What am I thinking? No, I know that it's possible, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but you could run into some issues with time, and it's like, oh, you know what, we didn't anticipate this, or we didn't anticipate that, and we have to push out our launch date, blah 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 blah. But you're not going to be another Star Citizen, so we're okay. We love you guys. There is no way that's going to be happening.
Yeah, how many years are you talking there? You're talking a lot of years. So
oh
It's a
gosh,
shame.
it's been like Go ahead.
It's been eons. It's a shame because Star Citizen, the actual gameplay and stuff, it's pretty cool.
It is. It's pretty good.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad that it's like so flipping long that people are on the verge all the time. Like, wow, it looks amazing. You can fly down to the planet. You can do all the shooting, but it's been like decades. You know,
what was it, about 7, it was almost 8 years ago, so it had only been around for just a handful of years, and I was like, ooh, this looks cool, we're in pre-alpha, I'll go ahead. So I spent like 40 or 50 bucks for a starter pack or whatever it's called, got a dinky little throwaway ship, and just played around. But you could only go around in one solar system, and you couldn't land on any planets. And I was like, okay, well, it's pre-alpha, I mean, that's what it is. And then, I don't know, maybe a year later, I would come back every couple months and goof around, and then I'd get bored. And then I decided to spend, I think it was like $350 on a bigger ship. And it wasn't a capital ship. It wasn't quite that big, but it was big. And you could actually have 2 other humans in co-pilot positions. They all each had a station. So it's like, oh, this is cool. And I can't remember the name of the ship, but it was wicked. Except what wasn't wicked is trying to get into the ship, it was so glitchy. Sometimes you could sit there and click the button and, it was so big, it actually had a lift that would come down, and it took like 30 seconds to get to the ground, and all that. And it was wicked cool inside. You could run around inside the ship and go up ladders and all this stuff, but you couldn't do anything. I couldn't land on planets. I could just, warp around in the system. And it's not that much better now from some of the people I've, watched, folks that are big Star Citizen fans and have channels, and it's not that much better now than it was 8 years ago. So it's like, dude, please find a way to release this game. They've raised how many millions? Almost $500 million or something like that.
No,
it's ridiculous.
No. It's actually got up to 750 million.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I wish we could raise 750 million for you guys. Your game would be out tomorrow.
There's no way.
So, on that front, it's like people say, oh, why do you not try and go for the big money or whatever? But we don't want to build slowly. We don't want to build too slow, right? But what we don't want to suddenly have like a big lot of money coming from an investment company, because any big company that puts investment into you, they want that money back, and they want it double fold or triple fold. So the idea is that the least we work with big companies doing big investment, and the more we work with individuals and the team and the tribe that we're building, that's better for the return of everybody. Because why should the rewards go to these big corporates? That's what I'm saying. They don't need to. They don't need to. The tools are out there, and we're proving it right now by showing you what's going on. The release is going to come out. People are going to play, and every month things are just going to get better and better and better. In the
background also, we have been having talks, texts, and actual meetings with other people in the game industry, talk to them about what they're doing, and then seeing seeing how they're going about making games now, and then showing our game, and it's like, how can we work together and do something, so and other exciting contacts, but it's like with some of the people are just watching how we go, and they only want to reveal themselves once we get up and up. So we've been doing that at the same time, so building and chatting, and we are building stuff as they actually do it, which is great, but it's just takes a long time,
and another thing,
contacts, and
another thing, we've got a secret project that's going on in the background as well, right? And when I say it's secret, I can't tell you what it is, but what I can tell you is is when we do finally reveal this project, it's going to be something that is absolutely on point for marketing, and it's going to start opening the doors, and the path that it takes could lead to companies like Amazon and Netflix and et cetera, so
cool.
And I guess I can tell you what the end point is, but I can't tell you where the path is. The end point is that Cosmic Force is not just a game, that it's a feature film. And we truly believe that that is something that will be achievable, a few years down the line. And one thing I would say on that front is that we'll be making sure that we have mechanisms in place that, and anybody that invests in what we're doing now, it's followed through right to feature film level. But of course, I need to remind you, and I remind myself, that the game industry is bigger than the film and the music industry combined. So we're in the right arena. And one other thing I want to just draw attention to, like, it was one of our our tribe, one of our Discord members, he put out a link saying that there's been 3.5 billion invested in actual new games on the blockchain, like the blockchain gaming in particular. And this is during this period of time this year where it's actually like pretty dire in crypto terms, isn't it? So for that sort of investment to go out, it means that the investors, they know there's something big on the horizon. In fact, I might have a little clip. What time are we on? It's 8 minutes.
I've got a little time. Yeah.
Wait, while you're just talking, let me just find this little clip I've got, because this is like Guy from Coin Bureau, and he just does a very brief. Yeah, he does a very, very brief little clip, like talking about the gaming industry. Let me just find it. So talk between yourselves 1 minute.
Okay, he won't be able to hear us at all, Matt. So it'll just be between us. Yeah. Actually, I have a question, and I'm sorry. I had it starred Dad Bod Veteran, so I hope you're still on. And I apologize for taking so long to get to your question, but maybe Matt can take this one. It says, considering the blockchain/financial side of this, will non-gamers be subject to major loss if they get raided by good players? Does that make sense?
Well, this thing of, what you get and lose, like for me, has always been like, okay, how does NFTs work with this sort of side? So that is something that because we've been so focused on making this first gameplay stuff, it's been a little while, but it's I do think about that a lot, and we've talked about it. I just really can't remember, but I think, okay, how would it work? How would it work? And in a normal game without NFTs, we're talking like losing money, blah blah blah. Then you get involved with the game like Rust or Star Citizen. You just lose it.
Even EVE Online,
you just lose it.
Yeah.
So with NFTs, it's like, how does that work? And that's what starts getting more complicated for me, anyway. So yeah, that would be figured out. Sorry, I couldn't answer it. Maybe Dad has more thoughts about that.
Oh, that's a good question, though.
I can't find the clip, but just to carry on that one, because was that from Dad Bod?
Yeah, here, I'll bring it back up. Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's a good question.
So I know, Dad Bod, nice to talk to you. I know that right along the way, like, because Dad Bod is a great investor of ours, and we over time, in the beginning, it was more about investing into the crypto side, and but then he started seeing screenshots of what we're doing, and he's been enticed more and more into getting into the actual gaming side. Now, Dad Bod, I know you're not a gamer, but I know also that you've gone out now and you've bought a gaming machine, and you're revving up and you want to be part of it. So what you're asking is actually like pretty like a serious good question, because there's going to be a lot of players out there that they may not be gamers, So on that front, I think we need to think about things a little bit, because we don't want like gamers to be able to come in because, what have I been playing recently? Because I've been doing market research and part of market research is that I've got to play a few games, you know. So that's at least that's what I tell Dawn when she comes in. And it's like, what are you doing? I'm doing market research. And
do you have the boss hide key? You remember what that is? When Dawn comes in, he goes, boss hide key. Oh, look at Bitcoin. Oh my God.
Yeah, the blue screen of death.
Yeah.
But what happens is, you know, some of these first-person shooters that are out there, you go into an arena and literally you've just about been spawned and you've just about alive and you can't even see anybody, and then somebody's shot you in the head. It's like, where did that come from, you know? And so it does take a little while. So I think what I will say is that this alpha release, this is a great way of actually getting up to speed, because right now it's going to be your training ground. So anybody that's an early adopter, you've got the tools and the capability to get into the training and actually become quite good, I think, you know. And you'll find out your little nooks and places that you know you can stand, and you can get your sniper rifle, and you can do what you need to do. Yeah, so
right here. I know Ripple. What was his name? The guy that I accidentally banned, Ripple Rider. I'm sure I'll be the first one on his kill list. But again, I'm just going to say it publicly one more time in case folks go, "Oh God, Odie was banning people." I did it by accident. I was actually going to time him out because he was being kind of rude, and this is my show. So I was, you know, he dropped an F-bomb and, you know, screw Ninja and all that. Well, that's my show.
No.
So I was like, I meant to time you out for just a couple minutes. So anybody else who's still watching, and, you know, Ripple, if you're watching, you know, I already apologize, but I'll apologize one more time and to the community. It was an absolute mistake. Okay. I hit the 3 dots and then it went to the wrong one. So my bad.
Yeah,
anyway.
The problem is I worked somewhere before and we had this touch screen, and this guy that was one of the programmers, he always had this thing. He said I'm not going to do it in the accent because it sounds racist, but he kept saying, "Oh, the problem is that people's fingers are too big," and it's like, what? It only works with small fingers. It's like, and I do want to say one thing, you know, if we can, it's somebody's birthday today. It's one of our mods, and he goes under the name OG, CF the OG. So we just want to say happy birthday to you. I don't think we're going to sing. We're not going to sing, are we? No, but happy birthday to you.
You don't want to hear me sing. Ripple Rider and everybody will be justified in throwing some F-bombs if we start doing that.
And But
happy birthday, though.
Yeah, I just want to say that you know, you've worked hard in the community for what seems like the last year. You know, so well done. You deserve a good birthday, and we've got a good year coming this year. So let's see what happens on this year.
That's cool. And it was CF. Is the birthday CF?
He goes under the name the legendary man who never sold. Hey, that was his first.
Oh,
he does.
That's who we're talking about.
That's who we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I haven't talked to him for a little while. I think the last time he and I chatted was when the validators or full nodes at that time for Seifu X, and we were all kind of, you know, getting on boarded and all that kind of stuff, and he was offering and helping people. Very nice young man. Very, very nice.
Well, he's all grown up now. He's a grown-up adult now. So there you go.
Cool.
Happy birthday again.
All the best to him. Yeah.
So I couldn't find the clip. But I just wanted to give like a little bit of sentiment that has come back from Asia. So there's been a big Singapore event that was on just a few weeks ago. And one of the things that the overwhelming feedback that comes from Asia, and Matt can probably back this up with an event he went to in Bali, is that even though like this year, say in America and the UK and Europe, you know, you might go to an event and it's like, oh, you know, we're down, but it's going to get better and this, that, and the other. Now, in Asia, they're more positive. It's more like the utility and it's all looking good. Now's the time for building, and they have a real good vibe for the gaming industry. And one of the feedback that's been coming from some of the companies that have been represented there is that it's about utility. Like now is the time to build the utility for NFTs, and when it comes to gaming, it's about gameplay. So for the last few years, it's been crypto gaming ended up with a bad name because the gameplay isn't there. So this is the attitude that we've got now, is that it's all about gameplay and it's about the graphics, it's about gameplay, and it just so happens that the blockchain backs up the security of everything that happens. But definitely in Asia, they're 100% bullish and positive for everything that's going on in this arena. So that's good news.
That's cool. And there are probably, I'm sure, I mean, that's obviously, there's a crap ton of countries in the Asian continent. So, and where I'm going with that is, I'm sure that they probably, I bet there's no countries over there that have half the issues that we have with the ambiguity of our Securities and Exchange Commission and all of this gray area that, well, is it a security? Is it not a security? We're going to go after Coinbase and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's getting really ridiculous. In fact, I just watched the CNBC broadcast last night before I went to bed. And I think it was in the last day or two that it aired, but it's on YouTube. And it was about Portugal and the crypto regulation, which is pretty much non-existent in Portugal, and how that's made a lot of folks flock to Portugal, businesses and such that are building on blockchains, anything you can think of, and how that's it's attracted a lot of folks. And it's not because they're trying to do bad actor stuff. It's because they have clear, concise, it's all clear cuts. Like you can do this, but you can't do that. And there's very little that you can't. So I find it interesting. In fact, there's, and I cannot remember the name of the channel for the life of me. Maybe if anybody out there in the audience can post it in the chat, but their names are Toby and Heidi, and they've had a channel that's been going for a long time. It's Crypto Tips, something like that. They talk about Bitcoin, all the blue chips, and what's going on in the industry as a whole in crypto. They always give lots of good tips, etc. Well, they're two former U.S. citizens. I think they're in their late 30s by the way they look. I might be wrong, but they went to Portugal a bunch of times, got lawyers, figured it all out, and then they renounced their U.S. citizenship after they got their their Portuguese, because my country sucks when it comes to crypto regulation because of what we were just saying. And, luckily you guys are not in the US, at least for that reason.
We're not in the US. I'm in the Canary Islands, like Matt's in different parts of the world as well, so. Yeah. But in saying that, as far as going forward as a company, we are actually in initial. I can say this publicly. This is all right. But we're in initial talks for setting up an entity in Dubai because it is the place that seems to be the most open to it. Now, people have this misconception that it's all about not paying any tax. Well, it's not that. It's more to do really about legislation and being able to do what you need to be able to do. So we're able to set up a business in Dubai. Now, does it mean that some of us may move there? We may do. We may not. We'll work that one out. But
but you'll get an invite. You'll get an invite over to the mansion, eh?
Nice.
Go around and
wait. Do you mean if Saeed? Do you mean if Saeed's watching?
Yeah,
Saeed.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if Saeed's watching and you want to get in touch and give us some advice, because we know you're based there in Abu Dhabi.
He promised me a ride in my supercar because
that's
I was wearing
right.
a kick-ass Dubai shirt that I got while I was there. So I'm gonna have to hold him to that. I hope to get back there sometime before the end of next year, because that was just an amazing experience being in that country. Really cool. And I'd love to see Saeed, even though he's next door. But yeah,
that is it. Well, he's in the country. He's just next door to Dubai. Like you say, he's based in Abu Dhabi.
Yes,
literally, it's a 1 hour. It's a 1 hour drive.
Oh, that's that. Okay, I thought it was a little far because I knew he was in Abu Dhabi, but I thought it was a farther drive than that. So
no, it's not bad.
It's pretty fast in the car, eh?
Well, I guess it probably takes 5 minutes in his car.
In one of the supercars, yeah. But we're looking into the free zones out there. We've got companies like Coin Bureau. They've relocated from the UK over there. We've got good contacts, and also if we do that, then it'll be good for Cosmic Force because we'll make sure that we're there present at many of the events that are ongoing, really all year round. It's like a good epicenter. So that's like news on top of news. That's just some side news going on there, But we want to do things properly for everybody. And unfortunately, setting up a business in America, it doesn't seem the right thing to do.
No, it doesn't, and it's too bad.
Unfortunately,
we're a capitalist country, right?
Yeah.
And you would think that we would welcome that, but we have all these old fuddy-duddies that are in office at the highest levels of government that don't understand crypto, and so it must be bad. It's like when Motley Crue came out in, what was it, 82, 83, was Shout at the Devil. And all the parents, that's all they saw when you had that album or that cassette tape. They saw the pentagram and it said shout it. They saw the word devil. That's all they saw.
Yeah.
They didn't look at the lyrics or anything and go, well, then we're not shouting with the devil and worshiping the devil or shouting. Whatever. My parents, my dad was a Christian minister in one of the religions for almost 50 years. And he retired just before he passed. And he, as a minister, didn't even have a problem with it. My mom actually did. She saw that pentagram when I brought that album home. She was like, what in the world is that? And then my dad's like, it's all right. It's fine. It's fine. I listened to Iron Maiden. I mean, I listened to all that stuff, back then, and had posters of Eddie Iron Maiden on the wall. But anyway, but back, I'm long way to get to the point. Back then you had Tipper Gore and some others that they introduced the label, the warning labels on records and stuff. And that just made them sell more, right? Parental advisory. Great. You just boosted the record industry's profits probably about threefold. So,
exactly.
And that's what's going to happen with crypto. That's where roundabout, but that's where it's going to, the more they put the noose and they just tighten that noose on crypto, the more I think it's going to flourish. And not for all the same, it won't be the same reason for you or this other, the next guy, but I do believe that the more they squeeze it and try to regulate us, the better it'll eventually get. But anyway, I digress. I wish the old farts had an age. I wish there were age limits. There's an age minimum for the president of the United States to run. There should be a maximum. Well, we won't even get into that. So. Anyway, this isn't a political channel, so I won't.
No.
But with the crypto side, it's like, since it's global, if someone like some place like America just decides to make it impossible, then people just move, just like the guys that you said that moved to Portugal, So there's always going to be there'll always be an option,
Yeah.
I was watching this guy. I think I forgot his name on YouTube, but he's got about 400,000 followers, and he's from America, and he's moved to Dubai, and he was talking about like why he did it, and and I'm not going to reasons why, but there is, people do move when they're not happy, but in saying that, we've been over to America quite a few times. We've filmed, we've driven right across the state, right through like many places, and the people and the interviews and everything that we did while we were over there were absolutely fantastic. And we've been, there we go, that's a Bitcoin conference.
I was reading that
in Miami, and we went to Miami a few times to different events and that, so America will be over with Cosmic Force, don't you worry. So
I love my country. I love the citizens of my country. For the
exactly,
most part.
Exactly.
I don't like the government.
Well,
I used to like the government a long time ago. I believed in the federal government, but in all levels. But things have changed too much for me, and it's sour in my mouth. So, but I love. Yeah, it's it's like, okay, I'll put it this way. Your guys, you're a gaming company. Well, you're a media company, right? So, but you
Yeah.
have a game. When I play, and you guys know, I used to play EVE Online. I mean, I played 4 accounts simultaneously. I actually didn't know how to play with just one. I played
crazy.
4, and and I did it on a 17-inch laptop. It was an
Wow.
Alienware Area 51. It was a 17-inch laptop with a quad-core processor. It was one of the first. It had RAID 0 with 2 hard drives, kick butt video card. It was a Voodoo. I think it was a Voodoo video card at the time.
Wow.
It had Dolby 5.1, actual 5.1 surround sound. There was a subwoofer that was no kidding. It was that big around in the bottom of the laptop. But on battery alone, it would last for like 40, 45 minutes, and then it was dead. So I always had to play it with the cord. But anyway, with Eve, so I'm playing Eve, right? I played it for almost a decade, almost every day. And inevitably chats would end up going to politics and some stuff like that. It's like, oh, well, you're blah, blah, blah. Why do you guys believe in this? And I'm like, I'm not the president. I don't give a crap. What are you talking to me about before? People would do that all the damn time. And I'm just like, whatever, man. Can we just talk about, life, that kind of stuff? Tell me where you're from.
Yeah.
I like learning about people from other parts of the world, and we all have different experiences, different beliefs. And so we're going to wrap here in just a minute. Unless did Steve or Matt, did you guys have anything else before we go that you wanted to add to let anybody know about?
Well, I must say that there is no place like America. No place I've ever been that's like there. But just to summarize more of what Dad was saying about the gaming industry, it's kind of like last 2 years ago we had a spike of gaming crypto stuff, and it dropped real fast, So this time it's going to last a lot longer, I reckon, because people are going to try to have more sustainability. Let's say that.
Yeah, and I'll say the same thing. Like, first of all, it's great to be on the show again. It's good to see you back, like bouncing back, and
thank you.
There's going to be more news. Like, now we're going to get our heads down for the next couple of weeks, and we're going to be working away, and then it'll be great for a release to get out there. And I know we're being asked as well in the background. There's 2 aspects of the game, and one is the actual game. And without the actual game, the NFTs don't have the utility. So we have to balance things out. But to answer Dadbod, the NFTs will be coming. I think that we're going to delay slightly on releasing any new NFTs because there are quite a few NFTs out at the moment, which are all like the Planet Share and actually, everything else that's there as well. Because now our focus is like really on gameplay, but it will be backed up with NFTs. We've got a lot of exciting stuff coming on the NFT front, which is to do with the mining NFTs, the land claim NFTs, and everything that goes with that, which it's a way of earning without having to play, but so much better when we can make it interactive as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming. Just wait and see what happens in 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward to releasing. And then there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be on Twitch. They're going to be on different streams. They're going to be like showing what they're doing. We're going to give tools to people to actually like get out there themselves and show the world this is Cosmic Voice. It's happening. It's being built. It's here. And that's what's exciting. Cool. Yeah.
Get some of those Twitch streamers that have a gajillion followers, and oh my God, the game's going to blow up.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I think it's absolutely amazing that the team that you have, which is very small, has accomplished so much in the relatively short span of time. I mean, your actual development time frame so far, has it been roughly a year? A little bit more?
It's well, I would say like before
less,
slightly less, because like this time last year we were like, I would say I wouldn't say mocking things together. We were putting things together to show the concept, right? So everything was like concept, and then we started development in earnest about February,
Okay.
January, February. So that's it.
For the last 2 weeks, talking about Dubai, the last 2 weeks, my Facebook, memories from a year ago, it's just been popping up, all the fun posts and stuff, and I know that Voldemort and Malfoy, if you know Harry Potter, Voldemort and Malfoy, they're no longer part of this, right? So if you've been gone for a while, they're gone. And none of my posts, by the way, include either one of them. I've rooted all that, out of my stuff. But yeah, it did show all the fun stuff, stuff that it's just fun. It's fun to think about. That was a great time. I really look forward to us all getting together again. And I hope it doesn't take a long time to do that, because you guys, you're a lot of fun. It's very fun to hang out with you guys, especially when I get, what was that thing called again? It was a shake with all that cotton candy.
Rainbow.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
You were like with this big old freaking telephoto lens or whatever you had, just taking a picture like right there next to me. It was funny.
So I think the thing I would say is that, there were a lot of fun times, right? And there's no reason why fun times can't still be incorporated into to what's happening. So we want to try and put the F word back into crypto, which is fun, right? And that's what we're
absolutely.
That's what we're doing with Cosmic Force. So we want it to be fun. We want to be able to go to events in London and America and different places in the world. And you imagine the Cosmic Force tribe turning up and we're all there together. How excellent would that be? It'd be absolutely fantastic. So I can see it. Yeah, I can see a vision. Yeah, excellent. Bill and Ted.
Yep, Bill and Ted. Not the second or the third one, only the first one.
Oh, the first one. Yeah.
That was the best. I don't know what the heck was happening when they did that other one. But I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. Chris Cruzy was here, and Steve and Matt from Cosmic Force. Thank you so much for sharing your updates. A couple weeks, we have pre-alpha that will drop.
Yeah.
So we'll keep tuned. Stay tuned in for that, and then maybe when you guys have more to drop, if you want to let me know, I'd be glad to bring you back. Sorry that I've been absent lately, and for those of you that like to watch, I appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me. I'm going to talk whether anybody's watching or not, but it's fun to share. But So anyway, I hope everyone has a really great rest of your day. And remember that we have Vitruveo is next week, somewhere next week, the week of the 22nd. If you have Vitruveo, then make sure you stay tuned to that Discord, because there is going to, if you want to buy boosters, then they're gonna launch boosters sometime next week is the plan. So that they're optional for some that don't know. I'll just say this real quick because we do have to go. But boosters are optional, and in the smallest nutshell, I can say it's a way for you to pay 150 US. You get 100 extra Vitruveo, and you get a 0.1% additional boost to your yield on your bag or on the wallet. That you have that booster in. So that's the idea. So if you get 10 of them, then you're spending $1,050 if my math is semi right, and you get a 1% boost on your bag, and they're good for 18 months, which is coincidentally the entire vesting period if you hold Vitruveo. So it'll only boost for that period of time. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention that once they're done boosting, you still have something of value, because and Nick's gone out of his way to make sure everyone knows this, is that you're going to have an authentic artwork NFT. So Nick has said they look pretty darn cool, so I can't wait to see what they look like. I'm undecided personally. I'll just share. I'm undecided personally whether or not I want to do that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. And again, it is completely optional. You do not have to do this. Many of us, we've all been hurt. All of us up here. Chris was on with us earlier. Well, many of us, if not everybody in the audience, we've all been burned by Voldemort and Malfoy and the gang. And so we're all looking for some profits to come in the near future. And some, they're like, hey, I'm not putting another pence, another penny, another anything into this, another peso, whatever it is. And that's fine. I just said, I may not. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. And I have about a week or so to think about it. So, it's your choice ultimately if you're going to do it. But just remember that if you don't, you're still going to get your yields on the 18-month release calendar. And if you need more information on that, please make sure you go over to the official Vitruveo Discord. Oh, one last thing. Actually, I have one more last thing. Somebody apparently in the validator channel in that Discord, I just saw this morning while I was eating breakfast. Unfortunately, somebody got scammed out of both of their validators, is what I was seeing. And that makes me sad to hear that that's happened yet again. So as a quick reminder for safety, please, everyone, try to make sure that you're very careful what links you click on. Be very, very, very careful. If you're not sure, ask about it in open chat. Ask others, ask the mods and such. Everybody is there to help you. So anyway, thanks again for everyone being here. Be thankful for the opportunities you come across in life. Love hard on your family. And always remember, chance favors the prepared mind.